My name's Alfred Swallow. I'm Lakota. I'm born and raised here on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and I grew up in my traditional ways. This is my half side right here.
My name's Vanessa Swallow. I'm Lakota, and my Lakota name is Keatowi, and I grew up on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation also.
And Keatowi, what does that mean?
Blue turtle woman.
My Lakota name is Wopila. The closest translation to that is soaring eagle. You know, we're here to talk about the struggles on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and amongst the Lakota Nation here, the people that live down here. Struggles throughout the season.
And that's exactly what we aim to address with the Chunkaluta project. So hello relatives, comrades, and allies. Please sit down and listen as we tell you about Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Pine Ridge was ultimately created by an act of Congress in 1889 after they abandoned any responsibility to upholding the treaties they forced us to sign. Originally, however, our reservation was much larger than what Pine Ridge is today, and was once called the Great Sioux Reservation. This is a history for another time, but it plays an important role into where we are today.
So tell me what projects you're currently working on.
Well, currently the Chunkaluta Network has a variety of projects around the continent, actually even some growing connections across the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. So right now we're kind of focusing on a public-facing front on Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. It is considered one of the poorest places in America. One of the only other places poorer is Cheyenne River, which is down the road, basically, on I-90. And it's Lakota. Our eventual goal is to help the entire Ochete Sakowin with a material base like we're building in Pine Ridge. But as of right now, it's more about political alliances across the Ochete Sakowin as we reform the national entity of the Ochete Sakowin. The Ochete Sakowin means the 7 signal fires. And it's people across the plains, Dakota and Lakota peoples. We eventually even adopted in former enemies like the Arapaho and such. Even now the Ponca come to our Sundance. They're literally the Sundance grounds that we are in charge of maintaining now. And there they have reclaimed their ceremony, through us. That because we were able to maintain this cultural connection through an ongoing colonial struggle. But essentially Pine Ridge, in every way, is worse off than a lot of places. Even in the Ukraine, they have a far better yearly income than a 3-generational home on Pine Ridge, where the average income is about $2,000 a year. Then now, and I don't know if you know about rent, but that doesn't afford you rent anywhere in the world, pretty much. So quite literally, our only option is to reclaim the land and provide housing for our people. That is the only option we have. Our only option to provide a good meal for them is to reclaim the land and bring back the buffalo so they can freely eat from it. So they can grow the food on the land that is theirs. It doesn't make sense that we can't do these things already. It doesn't make sense that in a place that we're supposedly sovereign, we aren't being fed. A lot of people have to travel 30 minutes to an hour to the nearest grocery store. And that being, 30 minutes to an hour, that's a lot of gas. You need a car. You need a car that works, So that's a constant upkeep for $2,000 a year. I don't know anybody who can even buy a car right now for less than $2,000. It's a little crazy that that's happening in America. That these third world living conditions are happening in America. Behind, nothing. There's not a fence there blocking you from seeing it. You can drive in there whenever you want. The closest blockade that ever happened was we prevented semi-trucks from using our roads during COVID because oftentimes they were not in compliance and would bring COVID onto our reservation. Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, responded by then threatening us with the National Guard.
And we started talking, but it was a bunch of us, but I was the only two there. And we talked about the BIA and all the corruption that was there and all the grievances we had. But they wouldn't listen to us. And there was a Chippewa girl with me and a Grovon girl with me. We went from task force to task force, trying to tell them what it was like on the reservation. And none of them never said a word. They said, that's your problem. You white people caused it. You didn't cause us for us. We didn't cause our grievances. You did. But we tried explaining it to you people, but you wouldn't listen to us at that time. And that's been quite a while ago. And I told them about the BIA. It was not doing its job. But you didn't. They didn't even listen to us. But we walked out of that White House conference. And this is what you caused, the people in the White House not listening to the Indians. We have hardship. The tribal government is not doing a damn thing for us. I myself can say it because I never worked under tribal. I never was associated with the tribal government. Because we don't get no help from there. We can beg, but we never get anything. I think it's high time these white people should listen to the Indians. I think the 1868 treaty is the most thing that we grew up listening to. And that it was never carried out. We see our grandfather die talking about the 1868 treaty and about the Black Hills claim. I think this time, I think the white people should listen to the Indians and let them govern themselves. We have our Great Spirit. We have guardians from there.
But yeah, like one of the issues is some of them need housing too. They need help with housing. And the ones that do get into the tribal housing, they need help with rent because, you know, we're living in way below poverty down here and it's hard to find a job.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a job for these young ones. And a lot of them didn't get the education. A lot of them grew up in broken homes, so they didn't get the education that they need to survive. So a lot of them don't know how to survive it. So me and her, you know, we go out of the way to bring them down, help them, show them that there is people out there that are willing to help you if you want to live, you know, if you want to survive. There is willing. That's why we look for outside help, because we went to our district ourselves,
Yep.
in our tribe, and they slammed the door on us, you know.
And the big factor is political.
Yeah.
It's not who you know or what you know. It's how closely you're related and how closely you get along with the tribal council. And how good you're in with the tribal council if you want any kind of help from them. So you have to be tight-knit, close, like, I don't know, you have to be really besties with them in order to get the help. So when we tried to bring this log home down for the first time, we had a hard time because we thought, oh, our tribe will help us. You know, COVID-19's here. They want to help everybody establish a home. Okay, we're trying to establish a home. So first we went to our district and we asked them, can you guys help us? The truck, funding, anything. We're trying to get a log home down here to build for ourselves, better our family. No, they couldn't help us. They hung up. Nothing they can do. Then we went to the tribe and we asked the tribe for help, and the tribe said the same thing. Tribal council said they couldn't help us, nothing they can do for us. We're enrolled members of the Oglala Sioux tribe, and a lot of that happens to a lot of people when they're trying to do something good. The tribe will keep them down so they can't rise. And I don't know why it's like that, but they shouldn't do that to us, but they do that to families that want to come up. They find a way to keep them down. According to the tribal council, every tribal member on this reservation is a drug addict and an alcoholic. Nobody's trying to better themselves. They don't want to look deep what's really going on. That there's families out here that truly need the help. There's families out here that are truly trying to make a living, and they're struggling to make that living, and they want to make that change. But our tribal council is blocking them from doing a lot of the stuff that they need to get done. So we seek outside help to get our log home down here. We had to go through outside funding programs to get our log home down here. And we got lucky with the truck driver who was passing through, and he had a 12-hour break period. Instead of spending it with his family, he donated his time to us to help us bring our log home down here. And we were really, really grateful to him for that sacrifice that he made, because he got part of it down here with just a little bit of donations. And so we still have like, what, 2 more semi-loads to go?
2 more semi-loads,
and then we still have the foundation, and then we still have more lumber to get to, supplies to get to, and Menards for the addition to make our home bigger. And so that's why we're seeking outside donations and help. So we better ourselves and we get ourselves established, and we could turn around and we can give that same help to the other people that we know that need the help. Because as of right now, we know like maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe more families that are homeless and struggling. And then we know we have a nephew that has a trailer house, but the tribe won't help him get his electricity or his water, so he's living out in the middle of nowhere with nothing by himself.
So them are the people we try to help.
Yeah.
The ones that struggle in that way, the young ones that are trying to make it up, and that's why we seek outside help to build our log house. Because this is a message that we're trying to give these younger ones too, that you don't have to rely on the tribal council to get your life together. There's outside people out there that really want to help a family that's struggling, and that's one of the messages that I want to send. When we get this log house built, we didn't depend. The tribal council slammed the door on us, and we didn't depend on them. We went out now, going outside to look for outside help to come help us. And these young families, they'll be searching too, and this is a message that we want to send them. You can do it on your own. You can just go out. Don't be scared to reach out and talk about your struggle.
Yeah.
And once we get these, like a lot of these young ones too, they come down and they join the ceremony, and they want to learn, and they want to do this. And that's one of our main reasons, is to keep this alive, our ceremonies alive. The history of the Sundance started in 1982. My father had a vision, and he went to Chief Frank Fusco for interpretation and for help to complete his vision. And through then, Chief Fusco gave him a leaf to start his own Sundance. So this Sundance here is part of Fusco's Sundance. One of the first Sundances that came to the reservation. They traveled from Rosebud to here, to there, and branches from Fusco. I think there's 3-4 branches from there that are still going today, and this is one of them. And it's been here for many years, and it helps many people in their struggles of life within their body, mind, and spirit. And we're trying to keep that going, so these younger ones can have a better road, which we call the red road. So they can walk in a good way and have good guidance throughout their life. They come to a place when they struggle, and they cry, they feel lost. And that's what this is, our ceremonies help us with throughout our lives. So when it's our turn to make our journey, our red road is set for our family. So they have a trail to follow, a road to follow. And it gets passed on through generations to generations.
So why not be part of what we are building for the next generation? Why not be part of something that allows you to address the totality of liberation on Turtle Island? Whether or not you think that is the appropriate name does not matter. What we need to do is understand the scope of our struggle and how we are united in it. Our struggles are not ones we suffer alone. These are struggles seen across this continent. Do not stand idly by. Dare to invent the future with us.